healthier self. So I'll just pass it over to today's coach, Miss Aisha Parvez. Over to you, Aisha.
Hi, Rajiv. Good morning, everybody. How are we doing? All right. So a few thumbs up going up in the chats. If you could just give us hearts so that I know that you're listening. All right. Hi, Sunita. I see you there. Hi, everybody. Aditi, I see you. Vinod, Dinakar, Rashika, Manas, Annapurna. So we have 39 participants. So some of us are still joining in. Very, very happy to have all of you here. My name is Aisha. I'm currently based out of Bangalore, and I'm a coach with Transform You and very passionate about the cause of an obesity-free nation. Today with me, I have Ashutosh, and I've had the privilege and the honor of having coached him over the span of last couple of months, and he has had a whopping transformation. We'll bring up the pictures in just a bit so that you're able to see what his journey has been like. But Ashutosh, once again, welcome to you. Great to have you on this discussion with us. And with that, are you able to unmute yourself? If you can just let me know.
Thank you so much, Aisha. Thank you so much, Rajiv. Good morning, everybody. It's wonderful to be here at this hour. Yeah.
Awesome. So Ashutosh, if you could go ahead and introduce yourself to us quickly and tell us a bit about your journey as well.
Sure. My name is Ashutosh, and I am currently in Bangalore for like past 6 years. A normal corporate employee, working as a product manager right now. And if I were to tell about my journey before coming to Bangalore, I was in Delhi before that, hometown and stuff, college and everything. Till that point of time, everything was very normal. Whatever I was eating, whatever, everything was fine. My health, my physique, my BMI and everything, whatever those technical terms are, everything was normal. But after coming to Bangalore, probably the responsibilities increased in the work perspective. The timings of everything were haywire, and I don't know, like 2017 I came to Bangalore, and by the time I could actually realize, it was already 2019 and I was already 20 kgs up. So then I was like, it hit me hard that, gotta get back to normal. This is not something that I want. But no matter how much efforts I myself put in, nothing was coming out. Results were just here and there. I can blame it on the regularity as well, because since you don't see the results, you just tend to give up quite easily. And if there is nobody else to push you or motivate you or tell you that, this is just a phase, it will pass, you just give up. So that's what I did. I gave up multiple times. And then probably considering everything, all those stars and timings and as they say that you don't get anything before time, and you don't get anything more than what you deserve, something like that. So probably all those things, all those equations, all those parameters, variables came into picture, and that's when I met Aisha, and that's when this journey started. I hope you guys have seen the pictures that she posted yesterday. It was like, and now it's very much under control. Yes. Most important thing what I feel is that the confidence that you get, apart from the energy, apart from the looks and everything, there's a different kind of confidence that you get, because you feel more presentable, or maybe that's what my perspective is. But yeah, so all those things helped me quite a lot. And then the guidance, hand holding, I would say, and a very curated plan that was made out for me helped me a lot. And I just did one thing. I stick to it. I thought of giving up multiple times because it's not easy. You guys would know. But I was like, let's do it. Let's just do it. There was a confusion phase initially when I first spoke to her, that whether it's gonna work or not, because I myself have tried. It didn't work. I was like, maybe it might not work, might work for me. Then I just did some calculation, like, anyways, I've tried it. I couldn't do it. So what's the harm in trying with a professional? And when I actually started, and in I think 3 to 4 weeks, I would say, without me actually thinking about it, just following what she was saying, in 3 weeks, I would remember, I was already 2-3 kgs down. I was like, this is astonishing, because sometimes back in the time, you go to gym, you think of doing something consciously, and put all some of your efforts and time into getting your weight under control and everything, and nothing works out, and you just follow a person's advice in terms of a diet plan, simple workout like walking for 15 minutes, nothing more than that, not like going to gym and lifting all those heavy dumbbells and stuff. And that yielded results in just what do you say, 3 weeks. So that was quite a motivating factor for me to go ahead. Yeah. And then, yeah, I mean, then once it started, and I actually gave in like more than what I was giving in initially, although it was already 100%, but then gave in more. Like, let's just do it. And then setting up the targets, like it was 92 kgs when I started, and then I was like, let's get it under 75. Again, it's not an easy thing, and there were many things that that were happening in the life alongside. For example, there were weddings, there were festivals, and again, I hope you would all relate. Once you go home, it's very hard to stick to these kind of plans and stuff. So yeah, I went home for like good 50 days. There were 3-4 weddings I had to attend. There was Diwali festival and all those things. I tried to, somehow stick to the plan. But yes, I would very clearly tell you guys that, it was not that I stuck to it very judiciously, because it was very hard. Convincing your parents is the hardest. You can convince your friends, you can convince your colleagues, anybody but parents. So yeah, those things were there. And yes, obviously, uh, today when I look at it, the persona, the lifestyle has changed drastically. There were things that I couldn't actually, think of my day without them. Some sugary stuff, and I have been a sweet tooth forever. But today it doesn't feel like I need them. Previously, it was the need of the hour kind of a thing. That, I need them, and without them, my day is not gonna be full. Now I don't need them. I automatically tend to move towards the healthier lifestyle, healthier eating habits, healthier movements, I would say. So those things has helped me out quite a lot. Yes, that's majorly about myself and my journey.
Great. I think Ashutosh, I remember from when we first spoke, I remember how unsure, hesitant, all of those things were, and to this conversation today, where you're so much more sure of what you've done, and the journey, those steps that you've taken. I'm sure in the process, while we are in the journey, we are not really able to put points together, but in hindsight, when we turn back and we look, we're like, all right, you've come such a long way. So if you could just help people who are here break down a few of these other challenges, say, like, when you're just beginning, what would be some of those? You mentioned a few that, since you went home, there were like a lot of distractions that came along the way. So some of these challenges that people should be mindful about, and how best could they prepare themselves, or like, when they're with their family, like, what were some of the things that you tried with your friends, with your colleagues, and what helped you keep going?
See, initially there were doubts, because no offense to anybody, there are too many of these flyers running in the market about you lose your weight in 15 days and stuff. So it was hard, because I've been very much away from this particular group of people to have that faith uh, that it's gonna work out on it. But when I spoke to Aisha, it was like, first of all, it matters how somebody is trying to tell you things, that what they're trying to do or what they're gonna do with you. So that those explanations cleared my mind to, let's say, 5-10%. I won't be very modest here. It cleared my mind to 5-10%, that yeah, it seems doable, it seems fine. And then when we spoke for the first time, it was just an overview. I was like, yeah, this is what I've been looking for a long time, and then we can think about it. Talking to her felt like there's some genuine effort that somebody is trying to put in. Those were the things. Then once I started, it was hard to catch up. Like, there have been a certain lifestyle previously, and all of a sudden you have changes, no matter how they are. Because again, getting into specifics won't help, because what worked for me, like mine was curated entirely. So again, not getting into specifics, but those were different from what my previous days used to look like. And then along with office, then you have friends who will just walk over, like come over anytime. And then in office lunchtime, there'll be people ordering all kinds of stuff. So all those things were there. But once you dedicate yourself, because again, you spend good 3-4 years, 5 years putting on certain amount of weight, and then you cannot just expect it to vanish or disappear overnight. So obviously you have to put in your efforts. It's just that you have to give in to your mentor, to your coach, because what they are telling you is from experience, and it's not just a playbook that that you can just buy in the market, follow those 10 steps, and just 4 months later, 2 months later, you're just 10 kgs down. So those confusions were cleared off after talking to her. Moreover, I also thought one thing. Anyways, I am like, for example, like I stay alone, so I order generally from Swiggy or Zomato. So I just did some calculation that whatever I spend on Swiggy Zomato in like 10-15 days is my entire month's plan that she's presenting. So like, what's the harm? And whatever was there in the list, there was nothing, not even one thing that gave me even 1% of doubt as to this might have a negative impact. You know, right? If there is something that is dicey or that is gray, it's not black and white, it's gray. So you keep that doubt, what's going to happen, if it's good, not good, whatever, what not. So those were not the things. It was very convincing as a person for me to look at those things and follow it. So yeah, those things cleared my mind, and then certain calculations from the financial aspect, whether I'm like wasting my money or just investing it in a better thing. And today when I look at it, it was like one of the best investments in my life. So yeah, that was the thing. Further to that, once I saw these changes happening in my body and weight, like 3 weeks or 3.5 weeks of after 3 or 4 weeks of starting this program, when I saw that, just following my normal office schedule, coming back to home, eating what is prescribed or mentioned, suggested, not prescribed actually, those in a flow itself, it was like 3-4 kgs down. Then I was like, why not then more? And why not put in like 100%? And that's when I started, having those very pure and very judicious follow of the plan that was made. And yeah, it worked out. I think it was around 2.5 to 3 months, and it was 12 kgs down. So yeah, it was an achievement. Yay.
Great to hear that, Ashutosh. It really fills my heart up with joy when I see somebody like you come such a long way and create the transformation like you have had for yourself. I think this community is what really stands behind that message and really empowers people to do just that. So tell me, now that you've been able to create that transformation journey with good 12 kgs of drop, what does the future look like? What next?
Certain things are on autopilot. Like if I were to tell you about my own lifestyle and my own personal maintenance journey, I would say certain things are on autopilot. They tend to be a part of my everyday palette, and that automation is really nice. Like the world is going towards automation, and these kind of automations obviously are non-tech driven. You don't need coders and stuff, but yeah, they're even better, because ultimately if a person has a healthy body, healthy mind, everything, and if it's effortless, what better it could be. Furthermore, when people ask me, like obviously people around me have been noticing, have been seeing my Instagram post, so they've been through this journey, and when they when they ask me, when I tell them, that, if you really want it, seek out professional help. Don't just try to hit the nail with your hand. Use a proper hammer, use proper tools, and they also feel motivated. So obviously, my goal right now is majorly about maintaining what I've been able to do. To maintain a healthy lifestyle, healthy fooding habits, healthy workout habits, and everything. At the same time, inspire as many people as I can to join the cause. Because ultimately, what am I gonna get from it? Nothing. It's just aim towards a happier circle, happier group, and on a bigger scale, a happier nation or something. So yeah, that's what my goal looks like. Because most of the things on autopilot, they're gonna stay, I'm sure, and if it goes sideways, then I know I'll have to keep it back, that I'll do it. Quite sure about it. But inspiring people is something that I really want to look for, because the thing that you guys are doing here is quite phenomenal. No doubts about it. And apart from just the weight, like weight is something that I won't say it's an easy thing to lose, but while losing the weight, people tend to lose too many things that are most important in their body. That's a general notion, like, again, not very scientific knowledge I have about it, but still I've seen people lose weight, and then they lose their energy, they lose the glow on their skin, they lose the proper intent to work, like their mental stress rises up while they're losing weight. Again, they might gain back. So yeah, there's a meme, right? Stressed out, that's why eating more, that's why stressed out, something like that. But yeah, uh, this is a very holistic way of doing it. So why not inspire people and encourage them to be a part and have their transformation, because ultimately it's their body, their lifestyle that's going to be impacted.
Great. I think that's a phenomenal mindset, Ashutosh, that, now that you've created something for yourself, sharing that gift with others just takes it a notch up. Like, why to keep the knowledge to yourself? I think that's phenomenal. And finally, one last question that I wanted for the people on this call, many of them who are on their journey, many of them who are aspiring to, get healthier. What would be some of those key lessons that you have had that you would want them to also, bear in mind as they go forward?
See, those lessons would be be true to yourself, first of all. Like, obviously, nobody's gonna come to your house, cook your meal, feed it to you, right? If you really want it, just give in yourself to your coach. It's not like the entire day she or he is gonna tell you that you wake up at 4, then you do this yoga, you do that workout, you eat at this time, and then you go to office at this time, straight up come back at 6. That's not gonna be the thing. You have to plan your day according to yourself, your current schedule, what plans, whatever you have in your plate. But whatever things, those 4-5 factors of your day that your coach is going to tell you, that you eat between this time, you eat so and so things, you try to work out so and so time, and up to so and so strength. Because again, my major goal was to reduce the weight. Somebody might be looking for gaining a weight, because also, again, some are very lean, some are like so yeah, it depends. Just listen to your coach, and listen, and make sure that you are dedicated to it. Because since you've started, if you have started, first of all, then you have to listen to them. You might feel the urge to give up, because it's not easy. It looks easy when it's done, but it's not easy. The journey is not. So yeah, give in yourself, and once you start seeing the transformation, the changes, you'll yourself feel better. But don't give up. Don't give up. And do not doubt your coaches as well, because they know what they're doing, they know what they're saying.
I think that's $1 million mindset, Ashutosh, that, if you just choose to not give up, especially when things get tough, because they do, anything that's worthwhile does take demand that of us. So yes, I am 100% there with you, Ashutosh, and thank you so much for sharing those nuggets with the rest of us as well. Once again, it's been a great pleasure, a great honor to have worked with you, and in the future, like, to bigger goals, only above and beyond from here.
Definitely.
All the best. All the best. Stay on track. You've got this. Like, we're not giving up. On the health part of things in the future too. So that is it. And back to you, Rajiv. Yeah, that's what you see up on the screen just a while ago. That was Ashutosh's transformation. A great 12 kgs of drop. Okay, back to you, Rajiv. Please take it.
Okay, thank you, Aisha. Thank you, Ashutosh, for giving your 100% to all our people. If you go to the reactions button in your screen, there's a clap option. So if you would like to show your appreciation and you were touched, moved, and inspired to take action, I think now is the time to show some appreciation and love. Okay, so now that we have had this insight into Ashutosh's mindset, I'd like to talk about an important topic, which is very much, I believe, the need of the hour in today's fast-growing diabetes laden country. Okay, so I'm just going to share my screen. Can someone please, Aisha, can you just confirm if it's visible? Okay, all right, good. So I'm going to talk about a topic briefly, about 5 to 7 minutes, is type 2 diabetes and uncontrollable menace. Okay, we come from an era where I'm 31 years old. So 20 years ago, if someone said they had diabetes, it would almost be like a life-threatening thing. Oh, diabetes ho gaya, right? Today, diabetes, it's almost like a status symbol. Oh, diabetes ho gaya, ye to hona hi tha. Right? Why? So let's talk about that. What is type 2 diabetes? We're going to talk about these topics in brief. What are the symptoms, risk factors? How does it happen, causes, some of the treatments, and role of diet and exercise. So diabetes, as per the definition, academic definition, we have Rakshita on this call who's a nutritionist. So I think she can agree with me. Diabetes is a condition in which the body doesn't know what to do with the sugar, right? It doesn't know how to process it, doesn't know how to control it. And that is pretty much it. So there are two types, type 1 and type 2. We are not going to talk about type 1 today because it's a very chronic condition. We'll talk about type 2. So what are the symptoms? First, you see people going to the washroom very often, right? Which means they're already thirsty. Suddenly the weight is going down. In 2 months or within 1 month, 5 kgs is down without being on a HWL diet like Aisha and Ashutosh were talking about. Extremely hunger. And I'll also tell you, people who are diabetic, they don't eat salads. They don't eat salads, right? They just eat anything and everything that they get. So extreme hunger. Fatigue. In the middle of the day, suddenly you're feeling drowsy in the afternoon. Blurred vision. This is, as it gets worse and worse, you start seeing vision is getting spoiled. The same wound which would heal quickly is taking time. People start feeling tingling and they become irritated. You know what is the most important thing to notice here? In today's world, research is showing that some people are type 2 diabetic without any symptoms. And that's a very, very dangerous position to be in, right? So what are the causes for type 2 diabetes? 50% of it is genetics, 50% of it is lifestyle. Okay. So look, if you Google all these things, you will get till here. But now I'm going to take it one step above because you're here on a Sunday morning, and I'll try to give you an insight on how we have been able to reverse 12 diabetes cases, because we understood the real cause, which is the body moving from insulin performance to insulin resistance. So for those who are absolutely unaware of this, insulin is a hormone which is produced by your pancreas. Okay, you have an organ called pancreas, and this produces a hormone called insulin. If this insulin is not working properly, then we have sugar problems. How? So look at it like this. If you have a lock and the key is not working, the lock won't open, right? Which means what? Imagine you are stuck outside your house, but you don't have a key. Will you be able to get in? No. Similarly, if you're eating food and there is glucose in your bloodstream, but it is not able to get into the cell, how will it work? That is what insulin does. In a type 2 diabetic person, this insulin is not being produced enough or it is not working properly. That is the crux of type 2 diabetes, folks, right? So this situation is called insulin resistance. Look, I have a very nice Samsung watch, okay? If I put water on it, nothing happens. Why? It is water resistant. If I put glucose, insulin on a diabetic person's cells, it will not accept that. That is what is called insulin resistance. Now, what happens because of insulin resistance? Over time, look, if you have 100 units of food and it requires 100 units of insulin, in an insulin resistant person, it needs 200 units of insulin. So where does the insulin come from? From the pancreas. If your pancreas are being overloaded with more and more, most of us go to job, right? If your boss gives you more and more and more work, what will you do? You quit. I mean, you don't quit, you complain, but that's what happens, right? The pancreas is complaining and complaining and complaining. One day it says, heck with you, man. I'm not working here anymore. That is when the big decline starts. So this is pretty much what happens between the glucose and the insulin and insulin resistance. Now, if you look up Google, you'll find these top five solutions. I got this from Google, by the way. Okay. Lifestyle changes, eat healthy, regular exercise, manage glucose levels. Right. As if it was that easy, right? Medication. Common medication is metformin, sulfonylurea. You see, I'm not a doctor. I can't tell that, right? And then insulin therapy, people who are in a extreme condition. Since you're here, we'll take it one notch up. I believe if you make minor changes in your diet, in your exercise, and improving your insulin resistance, we have a better chance at keeping this menace at bay, right? So these are the top 10 exercises what I have noticed, which I have recommended to my people, and we've been able to help people control their blood sugars and reverse their diabetes. Again, this is not a medical claim, it's just a general advice. Walk, right? There's a saying, if you can't walk, if you can't run, you walk. If you can't walk, you crawl, but you keep moving, do something, right? Obviously, these are the top 10 varieties of exercise. And when it comes to vegetables, see, it's a big subject in itself, right? So if the person who has invited you has taken out time to think about you and care for you, I think you should sit with them and get a deeper understanding on how you can use these vegetables effectively to kind of help you control your blood sugars. Okay, managing type 2 diabetes is not as daunting as it once was. So let's not let diabetes become such a big menace. It's a 7-step process which is taught in our HWL program for people who are looking for controlling their diabetes. And with that, I conclude my presentation. Sorry, I had to keep it short because I don't want to keep you all waiting for more than 11 a.m. But I hope you all found some value. If you are in help, if you need help, or you know somebody who needs help, please reach out to us on our page, on our Facebook page, on our Instagram page. Maybe one of us can post the link below, or you can ask the person who's invited you here, and you can make the best use of this service. So with that, I conclude today's meeting. Thank you everybody for joining in. Thank you once again, Ashutosh, for pouring yourself on a Sunday morning to all of us. And obviously Aisha for conducting it beautifully. I'll just leave the chat open for a minute or two. If you want to put in your positive comments and appreciations, you can do that. And we'll close the meeting in 2 minutes. Thank you. Okay, everybody, have a good day. Bye-bye.